So into the charts we go, and Bitcoin continues to make the bear flag here. We've discussed over the last few days. The key here is it's starting to mature. So maturity equals higher probability that it plays out to the downside. So we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We know that 7 is a key number in charts, and 7 is generally, give or take, where you expect a move to happen. So again, there should be some sort of move that either begins tomorrow, or if not tomorrow, maybe again on Saturday. Now again, Monday, I don't know if that far out would extend, but I think the key is, again, the 7 count is what we're looking at. So I'm looking at tomorrow potentially being a pivotal day in crypto. Interestingly enough, in crypto, we know that Silver Lake SI is getting absolutely annihilated. Look at this, folks, down 57% today. They basically delayed their annual filing, which, again, it's something that I think we have to recognize. You never want a bank to have to delay their annual filings, all right? Because, again, basically, if you have a tech company do it, it's not good. If you have a consumer or whatever company do it, but banks are literally, that's their job, is to keep ledgers and keep things in order. And so when they have to delay it because they don't have the right numbers or something's going on, to me, that is some scary action. Now, on a positive note for crypto, this drop in Silvergate, and I think I said Silver Lake earlier, but Silvergate is not affecting crypto that much, right? Crypto is fractionally down on the day. It is not having a big drop. But again, if this were to collapse, does that make a bigger deal? It might. At that point, it is very possible that it could have a bigger impact on the overall markets. Okay? So that's something we'll keep an eye on here as we continue through and see what happens in the next 24 hours or so with Silvergate Capital. Interestingly enough, Silvergate Capital has a lot of big institutional investors, much like FTX did. So again, could these investors get bludgeoned again? It's possible. Yeah, definitely on the possibility front there. All right, next up, let's take a look at Ethereum here and ETH. Taking a look. ETH down a little bit on the day, continues to chop inside of this range. Again, nothing new to report on ETH. It just continues on its merry way. Again, generally, this we've looked at as slightly bearish consolidation, although as I noted yesterday and the day before, it's a slightly better chart than Bitcoin, but not by much. All right, still has a slight favoring to the downside, maybe not as mature of a pattern formation as the Bitcoin bearish flag pattern. Next up, let's take a look at Solana here. Solana, again, down just a little bit. Again, one of the things I was pointing out today is this on the bigger time frame could be a cup and handle pattern. So again, it is something I'm monitoring here, but it kind of makes me think that, okay, if we test this $20 level, maybe it's smart at that point to move out of our short. We're already in the money on the short. The key is, where do we want to pull the trigger and exit that position? And right now, again, if this is a cup and handle pattern, there might be another leg up coming on Solana, maybe even worth getting long, although it's a very tough sell for me to go long at 20. It's one thing to cover the short and say, okay, risk-reward doesn't match up quite as well anymore, but to go long, that's a tricky one. I'll have to continue to monitor the chart. Avalanche, let's take a look here. Avalanche, again, pulling back just a shade, retesting this area of support. And again, right now, I'm still thinking that Avalanche does make a move to the downside here and probably reattacks this $14 level. All right, other than that, again, Matic is one that's on my radar. The reason it's on my radar is that if it breaks here and flushes down in this range, there's a level around this 102 area to $1 area, and then really below $1 around 90 cents. There's a lot of support down here. I might even be interested in buying it should we get that flush. Okay? Aside from that, again, no need to really go through all the cryptos. There's not a whole lot else moving opposite the overall crypto markets and Bitcoin, but I did want to keep you guys posted on this video today. So again, key is Bitcoin down slightly on the day. That's a summary. Generally small downside on cryptos, considering Silvergate is getting pummeled, which is basically a bank that deals in crypto. That, again, is actually relatively impressive for crypto to not be seeing more downside. On the negative side for crypto, the bear flag on Bitcoin is maturing and continues to point to some downside in the near future. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.